Rajas Poblanas, my friends. Those two words are gonna pop into your mind the next time somebody asks you, what's the best thing you've eaten lately? Rajas Poblanas is a Mexican recipe of roasted poblano strips that are simmered in a cheesy cream sauce. Absolutely delicious. It's one of our favorites, and every person that I've ever served this to has gone a little crazy for this recipe. They absolutely love it, so I hope you do too. So let me show you how to make it. All right, to make Rajas Poblanas, we need Poblano peppers. Got a bunch of them here. Poblano peppers are delicious peppers. They don't really have a lot of heat to them. There's maybe a little bit of heat, but they're closer to bell peppers. But in flavor, they're just outstanding. So look at these, look gigantic, this monster poblano pepper. I mean, so the recipe here calls for 4 poblanos, but I'm gonna do a little extra today so I can get a bigger batch out of it. So the first thing you need to do with Rajas Poblanas is to roast your poblano peppers. And I'll share a link on how to roast poblanos because there are different ways you can do it. You can do it on the grill, you can do it in a roaster, you can bake them, or you can toss them in the broiler. I'm gonna go ahead and do this on the stove top really quick over some flame. It's just an easier way for me to do it. And all right, let me roast these up. I'm gonna set these over some open flame here and roast them up nicely so the skins are charred and blackened. All right, got all of my poblanos roasted up here. Look at that, amazing. So next step, go ahead and cover these, and you can use plastic or a towel even works, but I've got this little cover. I'm gonna cover this for several minutes to let them cool a little bit, but they're really gonna steam in there, and that steam is gonna help loosen up the charred skin so we can pull that off much more easily in a bit. All right, I got my peppers nicely steamed here, and oh yeah, a little more steam coming out of there still. And you can see how the skins are all charred, and you can cool them enough so you can handle them, but this is gonna get a little messy. Just start peeling off the skins like this, all the charred skin. You can see how charred up that is. And it kind of winds up floating around if you use them, but just kind of pull them off here. Get these peeled. You really want all this delicious poblano flesh, the roasted meat of the pepper. But yeah, see, it just comes off super easily once you steam them. All right, I've got these fairly well peeled here, so let me clean up just a touch. It makes a bit of a mess. I'm always messy. All right, so next we're gonna go ahead and remove the stems and seeds from the peppers, and we're gonna cut them into strips, like so. That's the nature of the beast here, it's strips. Rajas means strips in Spanish. And you can see there's a lot of seeds in poblanos. Once again, why seeds are everywhere in my house, they're everywhere. Patty's like, really? Why are there seeds here? I'm like, chili pepper madness. Lots of seeds. That's not for you, Alexa. All right, I've got these pretty well de-seeded and peeled. You never really get all the seeds, so it's okay. But next we're gonna cut these into strips, or our rajas. And just kind of like so. You can cut them nice and thick, long if you want. All right, got my last poblano here, cut into our wonderful strips. They're nice and meaty. All right, set this aside. Take a look at those beautiful poblano strips, roasted, yummo. And that's pretty much the harder part of it. You know, it's very hard. But the easy part now is, let's make Rajas Poblanas. All right, I've got my cooking station all set up with my poblano strips. Pretty simple recipe, actually, once you roast your peppers and slice them. So I've got a good-sized pan heated up to medium heat. And I'm gonna go ahead and add about 1.5 tablespoons to 2 tablespoons of vegetable oil. And then we'll add some onion. This is some sliced white onion. You can use yellow onion as well. About a half an onion or a small onion. And I'm gonna cook this through about 3 to 4 minutes or so. Just kind of soften them up and sweat them a little bit. All right, once your onions are cooked down to your liking, next we'll add some garlic. And I have like 3 or 4 good-sized garlic cloves minced. Gorgeous garlic. I swear I'm gonna have to actually start garlic madness pretty soon. I just love it. So, all right, so pop these in. Along with corn. Corn is an optional ingredient. A lot of recipes use corn. I don't always use corn, but I actually love it with corn. It's delicious. So about a cup of corn. And we'll go ahead and cook this down, 30 seconds, a minute or so, until you can, of course, smell the gorgeous garlic bloom in the room. There it is. Yeah, garlic. All right, so got this cooked down. I'm gonna go ahead and add our poblano strips, like so. Got a lot of poblano in there. All right, just go ahead and mix this in, and we'll warm it through for about a minute or so. Poblanos are already cooked, nicely roasted. All right, so we can season this up now if we want to. I'm gonna add a bit of salt and pepper. Really salt and pepper to taste, as always. Coarsely ground black pepper. I do like a lot of pepper. And I'm also gonna use a little bit of Mexican oregano, so just using like a half teaspoon of Mexican oregano. It's a pretty strong flavor, unless you're simmering it through a long time, but we're not, so I'm just gonna mix this in. All right, and then we have Mexican crema. So you can use other creams, like heavy cream will make this richer. Cream cheese actually works pretty well, like thicker cream. But I love Mexican crema, sour cream also, sorry. But I love Mexican crema, it's my favorite thing. All right, so I'm gonna do about a half cup or so. Maybe a little more. A little bit more, I got extra poblanos today. All right, so stir this through. Adds the beautiful cream factor, creamy poblano cream sauce. Now let's make it even more awesome. Ready? Melty cheese. All right, so we're gonna swirl in. I've got about 2 cups, 5 ounces, roughly, of melty cheese. And you can use your favorite. A good melty Mexican style cheese is ideal here, but you can use other cheeses like Monterey Jack or Pepper Jack or mozzarella, manchego. There's a lot of different choices. Use a blend if you want to. So kind of swirl it in a little bit at a time while it's heating, just until it starts to melt through nicely. All right, more cheese, more cheese. You can easily add more cheese if you want to as well. You could, just keep adding it in. It's almost like making a mac and cheese kind of. You just keep adding it in. You're like, where is it going? It's taking more. All right, last of our cheese. Whatever else that I haven't spilled around messily. All right, get it all melted in. All right, at this stage, you can go ahead and add a little more salt and pepper, pretty much to your preference. And I can let it simmer here for just a little bit and let the cheese kind of melt through and make sure it's all melted. And then we will give it a taste. All right, I'm gonna toast me up a tortilla. Toasted tortillas. This is like one of the best ways to enjoy it. Oh yeah, look at that. Dude. Seriously. Rajas Poblanas, my friends. Cheers. It is so creamy. Richness from the roasted poblanos. The Mexican oregano, it sort of blooms through it. It's just delicious. You are going to love, love, love this recipe. So let's talk quick about variations. You can vary this up by adding chicken to it if you want to. It's great with chicken strips, but also shrimp. So if you wanted to add a protein, chicken or shrimp, kind of round out the meal a bit. But also, I like to add jalapeno strips to mine. I'll roast the jalapenos along with the poblanos and then peel those and cut those into strips. It adds a nice heat level to it that I really prefer. So, but also serving. So these are outstanding on some tortillas, delicious all by itself. But again, you can add a protein to it, or you can add it as a topping for different dishes, like add it into your burritos, top salads with it, top sandwiches. There's so many ways to enjoy this. It can be enjoyed as the hero or as a garnish. Rajas Poblanas, my friends. I hope you love this recipe as much as we do. Hey, I'd love to hear what you think in the comments below. And if you're looking for more recipes, I got a couple popping up right here on YouTube. And also check out the website for lots of great recipes. But honestly, I'd love to hear how you're gonna serve yours, but also I really would love to hear what you think of this recipe. A lot of people love it, and it's just one of our absolute favorites. So anyway, I hope to see you in the kitchen next time. Mike from Chili Pepper Madness. Bye.